Hello and welcome to Wonder School's Storytime Online. And today we are going to have our first art lesson, and I'm going to put this up here. We are going to be talking about the first in the 7 elements of art. And here is a printout for the elements of art. The first one is line, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. The second one is shape. The third is form. Fourth is space. Fifth is color. Sixth is value, and number 7 is texture. And so today we're going to be reading Harold and the Purple Crayon, and Harold takes his purple crayon and he draws all kinds of things. And the artist Paul Klee says a line is a dot that went for a walk. And so in our second book that talks about line today, is a book called Lines That Wiggle. And this is going to introduce us to a lot of different kinds of lines that we can make in art. You can even invent your own. You don't have to make a line that's in that book. And here is a printout about line types. And I will be including this in the Wonder School printout folder so you guys can follow along with it. We have a straight line, and we have a wavy line. We have zigzag, and we have loopy, scalloped. It's kind of like waves, isn't it? And squared, or if you make a bunch of them, it looks like a castle. And then we have this one that's called spiral. And I wonder if you've ever made a different kind of line than a straight line. And actually a straight line is kind of hard to make without a ruler. So maybe you haven't even thought about all the kinds of lines that you can make. Maybe you've just tried to draw objects, you've tried to draw things, but one of my favorite art lessons or things that you can do, art projects, is to take a dot and take it for a walk and don't stop until the very end, until you're done. So we are going to not stop this line, and we're just going to make a bunch of loops all over the place, and sometimes we cross over. But I'm not going to lift up my pen until I feel like I've made enough loops. Have you ever done this? Have you ever seen somebody do this before? It's coming back around. Here we go. Boop. Okay. So this is all one line. Can you do that? I wonder if you just take a piece of paper, how long you could go before picking up your pen, how long you could do to make one line. You could like ask your mom to time you on your phone, on her phone, not your phone. So after I've made a bunch of loops, then I like to go in and color all of the loops. Different colors. I'm not going to be doing a very good job for you because it could take a long time. But I'm just going to demonstrate. So it's even cool because it looks cool when you color. I'm just scribbling. It's okay. It's okay to scribble when you're doing this art project. it's okay to scribble the lines as long as you're staying in this shape right here. So something that you might not think about, but there is this shape that's created on the outside, and that's going to take a long time to color. But I could color it all one color, or I could kind of break it up. So keep going. This could take like all afternoon if you wanted it to. You could make lots of these drawings. It's very, to me it's very relaxing. And it's fun to choose the different colors and see how they play together. And you can use a pen, like a black marker on paper, and then color it in with crayons, or you could use a black colored pencil and do the line. And then if you had like a set of watercolors, you could paint in the different shapes with different watercolors. So there are so many options, and you could do multiple projects if you have lots of paper. Our first element of art is, do you remember? It's line. And we are going to now read some books that talk about lines. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. What does that look like? Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics. and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie. What's your favorite kind of pie? Is it apple pie? Or cherry pie? Or chocolate pie? Or lemon pie? But there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. We should count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped, and there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. What should he draw, guys? Let's see what he draws. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon, and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So he made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Do you think any of these are his window? But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then, suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it, and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. Lines That Wiggle by Candace Whitman. Illustrations by Steve Wilson. Lines that wiggle. Oh, look what that line ended up being. A snake. Lines that bend. What is this elephant walking on? It looks like a bridge, doesn't it? Wavy lines from end to end. Here we have an octopus in lines that make up an ocean. Lines that tickle. We have these lines are the cat's whiskers, and what are they doing? They're tickling the girl, right? Lines that sprout. Oh wow, it starts right down here and it makes a nose. And look at that. Bugs have lines that stick right out. There is a bug on the ceiling and it's touching the monster. Lines to trap. What is this line making? Can you tell? We see a spider. It's a spider web. Lines to hide. Oh, these guys kind of look like giraffes. Maybe their bodies are hiding in the grass. Two lines running side by side. These lines make up the bicycle's tire tracks. Lines that curve. Lines that curl. Underwater lines that swirl. Oh, these are my favorite kind of lines. Swirly lines. Lines that crisscross. Oh no. What did the helicopter catch in its net? Some monsters. Lines that mend. Mend means to fix. This bumblebee looks like he helped fix the flower's stem. Lines with doggies at the end. Woo, look at how many. There's a lot of dogs there, right? Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And a cat. A cat walking dogs. You don't see that every day. Lines that scurry. Lines in threes. Have you ever taped or just held pencils together? More than one pencil? And have you ever drawn something with like 3 pencils or more? It's kind of fun to do. Lines in leaves that grow on trees. In preschool, do you guys remember when we did leaf rubbings? And we rubbed the crayon over paper and the leaf was underneath and it made the lines on the paper. Lines that twist. Lines that sway. You know what? This does not look like a tree trunk. What does that look like to you? I think it's Bigfoot's foot. Lines that swish the flies away. That horse looks mad at the flies. And it's annoying. Lines light up the sky. Oh, zigzag lines light up the sky. Rainbow lines are way up high. Who's sitting on the rainbow? Lines are everywhere you look. So find some lines not in this book. Ish by Peter H. Reynolds. Ramon loved to draw. Anytime, anything, anywhere. One day, Ramon was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. "What is that?" he asked. Ramon could not even answer. He just crumpled up the drawing and threw it across the room. How do you think he felt when his brother laughed at his drawing? He looks sad and angry. Leon's laughter haunted Ramon. He tried to make his drawings look right, but they never did. Do you feel that way sometimes? You're trying to draw something and it just doesn't look the way you thought it would in your mind? That's frustrating, isn't it? After many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. "I'm done." Marisol, his sister, was watching him. "What do you want?" he snapped. "I was watching you draw," she said. Ramon sneered. "I'm not drawing. Go away." Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. "Hey, come back here with that!" Ramon raced after Marisol, up the hall and into her room. He was about to yell, but fell silent when he saw his sister's walls. "What is this? What's on her walls?" He stared at the crumpled gallery. "This is one of my favorites," Marisol said, pointing. "That was supposed to be a vase of flowers," Ramon said, "but it doesn't look like one." "Well, it looks vase-ish," she exclaimed. "Vase-ish?" Ramon looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. "They do look ish," he said. Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines quickly springing out without worry. Ramon once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals. Tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, sun-ish. Ramon realized he could draw ish feelings too. Peace-ish, silly-ish, excited-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. Ponder, pond, ponder, dream yonder, pond, pond, yond, yon, gleam, wander. Ramon. One spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. The end. Ish. This is a squirrel. Taco! By Andrew Cangelos, illustrated by Josh Shipley. Hey, need a squirrel for your book? I work for peanuts, but I prefer tacos. This is a squirrel. Hi, my name is Taco because my favorite food is tacos. I'm really excited to be in this book. I can't wait to help you learn all about squirrels like me. Squirrels are some of the cleanest rodents in the wild. They are known for having silky soft fur. Gotta give some credit to my prairie dog pal, Garbage. He's my stylist. Hi, my name is Garbage, 'cause my favorite food is... save it for a prairie dog book. This book is about squirrels. Squirrels love to eat nuts, acorns, and even tree bark. Tree bark? I was told there'd be tacos. It's the main reason I agreed to be in this book. Squirrels can pack large amounts of food into their cheeks to transport back to their nests. These aren't tacos either! Squirrels can rotate their ankles completely backward. This allows them to climb in any direction. Rah! Squirrels are great tree climbers and love to jump from branch to branch. I'm scared of heights. I live in a bush. Some squirrels, called flying squirrels, can glide through the air for distances of over 150 feet. You've got the wrong squirrel. My cousin Barry is the flyer in the family. Ah! Then they glide gently to the ground for a graceful landing. Wham! The hawk is the natural predator of squirrels, swooping down from the air to swipe them right off the ground. Uh-oh. This took an unexpected turn. The hawk is the... whoa, time out. This book needs fewer hawks and way more tacos. And when I say fewer hawks, I mean 0. Look, there's a shadow. The hawk is... Uh-oh. He's crossing it out. He's changing the story. And just in the nick of time. Will the hawk get the squirrel? We need to find out. Oh, wait a second. It's crossed out. Is the natural predator of squirrels swooping down. Boom! Oh, that was awesome! I wonder... Oh, poof, poof, poof. They're gone. What does he have in his hand? It's a red editing pen. He's editing the story. He's changing it. The taco is the natural predator of tacos, swooping down from the air to swipe them right off the ground. Now that's more like it. Oh, he's got some tacos here and here. We should count the tacos. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tacos. Can you eat 6 tacos? One time I accidentally ordered 6 crunch wraps from Taco Bell. I didn't eat all of them at once. The taco is the natural predator of tacos, swooping down from the air to swipe them right off the ground. Taco hungry for tacos! Swoop time! Who invited this guy? Hey, Salsa Breath, you're in the wrong book. The taco is the natural predator of tacos, swooping down from the air to swipe them right off the ground. Ugh, a giant taco? Sheesh! He's lucky I have a rule about eating things with faces. He's turning the page. Taco, the squirrel, and not an actual giant talking taco, is the natural predator of tacos. Now that's what I'm talking about! That is a mountain of tacos. Squirrels are great eaters and can eat their body weight in tacos in just a day. Kids, remember, if you want tacos in your story, then you make sure there are tacos in your story. Okay, look at this. Can you tell what this is? Tacos, tacos! It's a taco truck in the forest. So thank you for joining me today with this story time, and I included this book, and it's not really about art, but I liked the creative thinking that the squirrel used to change the storyline of the book, and to me that's art. It's doing the unexpected. And so anyway, and I liked Ish because it's very important, especially when you're starting out and you're just a preschooler, and you're barely able to keep a pencil in your hand. So, doing something like this is really hard for some of you, and good job if you can manage to do something like this on a piece of paper. Keep practicing, and don't crumple up your work just yet. If you spend time on it, keep it, because then you can look back on your projects and see how you've progressed, because a good artist is just one that has practiced a lot. So if you do end up doing this project, I would love to see your work, and maybe you can have your mom or dad take a picture of it with their phone and upload it to Facebook in the comments on this video. And we'll see you tomorrow.